All right, this is a between problem. What proportion of second graders read between 95 and 105 words per minute? So one thing I want to say is that for these between problems, I'm going to show you how to do them. There is at least one homework problem where you have to ask that, but it will not be on the test. So I'm not going to be asking between probabilities on the test, but I'm going to show you how to do them. All right, so first we're going to draw our picture. All right, so I'm going to draw my normal curve. All right, right in the center is my 90. Again, this is normal 90, 6.5. All right, so 95 and 105 are both to the right of 90. So this is 95, 105. And so the proportion, the answer to this question is going to be this area. Because of the area principle, the area is proportional to how often they occur. And we want to know how often our reading speeds between 95 and 105. All right, so when I have a between problem, I have to get a z-score for both endpoints of my interval. So I got to get a z-score for this one, a z-score for that one. So I'm going to have 95 minus the mean over the standard deviation, and 105 minus the mean over the standard deviation. So my mean is 90, and my standard deviation is 6.5, and that does not change. This is the distribution of all second graders. So this does not change from question to question. What is changing is what I want to know the probability of, or what proportions I'm looking for. So we got 95 minus the mean of 90 divided by 65, 6.5. All right, 6.5. So this is 5 over 6.5. And this one is going to be 105 minus 90 over 6.5. And that one's going to be 15 over 6.5. And if you put that in the calculator, what you're going to get is that this guy is 0.77 standard deviations above the mean. And this z-score is 2.31 standard deviations above the mean. So 95, this distance of 5, is not quite a whole standard deviation of 6.5. So it's a fraction, or a decimal proportion of that whole standard deviation. But 105 is 15 over, so I got 2 and some change standard deviations to go from 90 to 105. All right, I'm going to look both those up. If I look up 0.77, so here's 0.7 right there, 0.7. All right, and then this column is 0.07, so 0.77. I go down. There it is, 0.7794. If I look up 2.31, here's 2.3, and there's 0 and 1. So this 9896 guy. So I already put those in there. All right, and again, this both times, these are the proportions of second graders that I would expect to be read fewer than 95. So this is the proportion 0.7794. This is this area. So this is the proportion of second graders that I expect that will read fewer than 95 words per minute. This other one, this 0.9896, is the proportion of second graders that I expect to read fewer than 105 words per minute. So this 9896 is going to include the area I need, but it's also going to include the proportion who read fewer than 95. So this guy plus this guy together are 0.9896. So if this plus this is 0.9896, and this guy is 0.9896 minus this one. And that equals 0.2102. So this area right here in the middle is 0.2102. Proportion of being between those two values, 0.77, is less than Z, is less than 2.31, which is equal to the proportion. These are for Z scores, but for reading speeds, we got this 0.77 from the 95 words per minute. 95 is less than the reading speed, is less than 105. And I get this by subtracting these two. All right, so what does that tell me? That means around 21% of second graders read between 95 and 105 words per minute.